I assume every one of you, there was one time someone from the product, the CEO, or from the business, they came to him and they said, we need to monitor our processes, we need to monitor our data. So if you work in a software company, you know, engineering are the software engineers we have, or the SREs, but we all know what they are. But at Drive Terra, so this is not working. Okay, so what we do at Drive Terra is we have 5 components. We have a battery of stations, so a station of batteries, we have a bike, and we have the batteries, we have the cloud, we have the mobile app, and we have a lot of operation going on the ground. So when a driver comes to a station, he just needs to swap a battery and not charge it. So when speaking about this, we have several teams working together to ensure that things are working in a good way. The first are the engineers, and of course, they are our software engineers. We have our IoT and hardware engineers working on the firmware, on the connectivity, on the device, on the hardware, and all the IoT ecosystem. You have the electrical engineers working on the cell of the batteries, working on the charge cycle, and and we have the mechanical engineers working on everything related to the bike faults, working on the gears, working on the steering wheel, everything we know about bikes. The second team is operation, which is related to the fleet managers, ensuring that the fleet is running all the time. We have our logistics coordinator coordinating all the stations, stuff, battery charging, and we have the maintenance team going for chasing every bike if it goes down for maintenance, and we have our warehouse and inventory team working under the operation. And then you move on to the leadership, starting with the CEO that is always asking for some visibility, moving to the partners manager, where they need to see all the bikes working under specific partners. Let's say the bikes working for Amazon, the bikes working for Kareem, for Uber. And we have the finance team. They need to understand their KPIs. And last, you have the partners themselves, where they need to see their drivers running on the ground. So the problem here is between the non-technical team and between the technical team. Our non-technical team, they need to see all the operation cost, all the operation KPIs. They don't go and wanted to do the WhatsApp stuff without any system. The leadership want to see weekly reporting. The old way was they use Excel, and the new way is, you will see later on. And every time a partner calls us to ask what's happening with the bikes, what's happening with a certain driver, and why his bike is going down. On the other way, the way we know are the software engineers. The engineers, they can track the IoT, they can track the servers, and they can track, from an electrical perspective, all the electrical wiring inside the bike itself. So here I can say that after my experience, observability is not just for the engineers, it's for the whole company. So what we did is we used Grafana for this. The local communities in Dubai and in Lebanon and the Middle East, the first word out of their mouths was, "You are crazy to do this." And then when I show them this dashboard, it's like, wait, it's not crazy, it's doable. If you have the right infrastructure, if you have the right database and the right data pipeline, you can monitor the bike live. The dashboard auto-refresh every 30 seconds, every 5 seconds, every 1 second. You can configure it the way you want. You can keep track of all the faults. I can use the laser here. Fault by fault by fault by fault, enabling everyone to understand how the hardware is performing. This is a full digital twin right there in Grafana. You can monitor the battery levels. We have 2 batteries in each bike, so you can see them directly. And here on the bottom, you can see the life cycle on how the battery goes any bike to a station, to another bike, to another station, to another bike, to another station. So speaking a little bit more technical, I'll take the bike as example. We have an IoT box in every bike, GPS update every 10 seconds. It includes the voltage, the charge cycle, the fault codes, and the motor data. Once you receive this data from the device, you need to process it. One of the cool things that the Grafana has out of the box was the alerts. So just imagine that if Grafana is reading our data every 5 seconds, the alerts can come directly from Grafana. The same way we have an on-call software engineer, we have an on-call battery operator or station operator just to be able to monitor the lithium batteries and Dubai heat. So we take the data from the bike, we move them to, we live stream it to our servers using MQTT, and then it's getting saved in the cloud using MongoDB for IoT, and we have all the metadata, the inventory data, coming from Postgres itself. All of those end up together, Postgres, MongoDB, RabbitMQ, in one place to visualize it, which is Grafana. So we have a lot of dashboards. Every 5 to 6 dashboards, they have a different category. The battery operators have their own dashboard. The station, they can even use, we use the Grafana. There is a Canva feature, button feature, to control some functionality on the station. So those buttons, they can call an API or an endpoint, and the station operator, they don't need even to go to our main system. From Grafana, if they see something wrong, they can stop the station, or they can start the fire process. They can do everything from one place. What we learned from this journey is that Grafana is not just for engineers. It's for the whole company, from the CEO to every and each one of our employees. Your team will ask questions, and eventually Grafana was the answer for us. The way we started with one use case, the battery health. Then we moved to the fleet status. Then you can pick up any single KPI, work on it, show it, gather the feedback from the team, and then build the right dashboard for the non-technical team. I mean, for the technical team, you can always go and find some templates, start with them, and kick off. But for the non-technical, this was the hard part of it. So in this journey, the non-technical team is your champion. When the CEO or anyone asks a question, you know the answer. Thank you, everyone. Stay fully charged.